Using the right credit card will change your life forever. You see, for the last few years, I've spent more than $1.5 million on advertising on Meta and on Google. That $1.5 million ad spend could have given me more than $180,000 worth of travels if I had just used a few different credit cards, such as the American Express Business Gold or the Chase Ink Business Preferred. So stay with me and I'll give you the 4-step formula that will allow any business owner around the world to get access to US premium credit cards. But if you don't care how to do this, but just want someone to get your US credit cards done for you, then I have left a link in the description where you can apply to work with me. Alright, so let's head into the computer and let's talk about how all of this is possible. You see, last month I spent nearly $45,000 on Meta alone. If you spend 45K with most banks and credit cards around the world, you don't really get anything in particular. But if you're spending this with American Express on the Business Gold card, for example, you would earn 4 points on every single dollar you spend. And if you had it with the Chase Ink Business Preferred, you would earn 3 points on every dollar you spend. But what does this mean for you as a business owner? Let me show you that inside of this calculator here. So the way we use this calculator is we input our average monthly spend. So in this case, I spent around 45K. That would mean with a 4x on the business, the American Express Business Gold, I would earn 180,000 points. In a year, having the same spend all year, that would earn me more than 2 million points. But again, what does earning these amount of points actually mean to you as a business owner? As you might see, I have actually put in a calculated cash value amount for you to actually see what could it mean if you just transfer this to money using best practice on maximizing points and the value of the points itself. And in this case, this is $65K left on the table every single year if I decided to use another credit card than the American Express Business Gold. That's a lot of money just for changing 16 digits on a credit card for my advertising spend. And if we take it into the big picture here as well, it's not only 1 year, because when I talk to people about this, don't think about it in 1 year. Look at what you're actually losing out on in 5 years, 10 years, if you have a 10% year-on-year growth. So it's crazy amount of money we're talking about here. If you want to play around with this calculator, I have actually left a link in the description as well. You'll be able to grab your own copy if you would like that. Just a note, when you open it, the only thing you'll have to actually change at first is your average monthly spend and then your year-over-year growth rate. The formula will take care of the rest. Now, we are earning a lot of points, but what can we actually use these points for? And what is this cash value actually significant for? So let's move on and let me give you some examples of what you can actually spend these points on that you're earning. So I have brought a few examples if it allows me to zoom in here. Let's zoom in. So a few examples here. What can you get for these points you're earning? So for example, a business class flight from Amsterdam to New York will cost you around 50,000 points and have a cash value around $3,000. It's with KLM. I have a few different examples here. New York to Paris, 50,000 points, a cash value around 3.5K. With Air France, we had Madrid to Miami. We have a bunch of different examples here. When I talk to a lot of business owners, they are not really sure what can I actually expect to spend these points on, because we just determined, in my case here, it was, if I can actually go here, more than 2 million points in a year. I can actually use these points with most airlines around the world and more than 10,000 hotels worldwide. You can see the map here and a lot of the different hotel chains. So there's really no limit to how and where you can actually use it. It's pretty much all around the world you can do it. So how is all of this possible for any business owner around the world to actually get access to these US credit cards, where they can not only earn a lot of points, but they can also earn more than 3% cashback? That's what I want to show you now with the 4-step formula, as I promised you. And if you don't have the time to do this, or you don't want to prioritize it, but just want someone else to actually get you US credit cards done for you, taking you through the 4-step formula, I have left a link in the description where you can apply to work with me, where we will get you the US credit cards for you. Alright, but I don't want to leave you empty-handed here, so let's go through the 4-step formula, because it's quite straightforward. First of all, we'll have to make sure that the foundational setup is there. In that process, you'll need an ITIN, you'll need an address, and you'll need a phone number. There's multiple ways to get the ITIN, address, and phone number, and that's something we're taking care of in the Done For You solution and the service that we offer. If you have any questions on how to do this yourself, I'm sharing a lot of content on LinkedIn as well on how to do this on YouTube too. So you can just maybe scroll around some of the other content here. The next step is to get access to US banks and credit cards. First of all, you need to open a bank account, whether that's physically or online. Both are possible. Once you have access to the bank account, it's all about building trust and your credit score. And we don't need to overcomplicate how this trust and credit score is built. It's simply that you use the banking products like you're using your banking products today. So once you have built up the trust and your credit score, you are going to earn points and cashback. What you're going to earn and what's the best credit card strategy for you in your specific situation is depending on what you're spending, how much you're spending, and what you want to use those points or cashback on in the end. For example, I had a call with a potential client actually yesterday, and he was gonna earn so many points that he would not be able to spend all of them, no matter if he actually bought first class tickets for his whole family. So we will set up a credit card strategy where he's also earning cashback. Because if you're not spending your points in the end, you would rather just not earning the points, because then they have zero value. So once you have the credit card strategy, you're earning points and cashback. It's about how you can actually redeem your points for luxury travel, hotels, and more through best practice, so you can maximize the return on your investment overall too. So overall, there's a lot of depth to each of these 4 steps, but this is what this is the formula you're gonna go through if you wanna get access to US credit cards from wherever you are in the world. It's possible, but you'll have to go through this formula. So that's basically how you do it. That's my promise for this video. A lot of you are also maybe wondering, what's the cost of this whole setup? Or can I actually do this myself, or what's the cost if I get your help? So I don't have the cost of my help in here. This is if you want to do it yourself. So you can grab the calculator yourself and actually answer 3 simple questions, whether you have the ITIN, whether you have an US address accessible with family or friends, or whether you have a US LLC set up already. So you can just press yes or no, whatever you have, and then the calculator will do the rest, saying how much you will actually have to pay in terms of the setup for the next 12 months. So as you can see, the total cost for the setup here, saying no to all of these questions, will be around $6,000 the next 12 months. As you can see, it's a really good return on investment based on spending 45K a month. So it's really good decision. Now this is my number, so you get why I'm doing US credit cards too, because this will actually mean tremendous for me and change my life and change a lot of business owners' lives if they're actually getting access to US credit cards. So yeah, that's it. That's how you are gonna get access to US credit cards with the 4-step formula, and how it can actually change your life within the next 12 months if you're a business owner spending 10, 20, 50K a month on advertising spend or other business expenses. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Simon. And for the last few years, I've been building online info products, scaling them with paid advertising on Meta and Google. In that process, I've spent more than $1.5 million on ads. Unfortunately, I didn't earn any points on that ad spend. So since I've become painfully aware of this whole situation, I've been on a mission to help educate as many business owners as possible on this opportunity cost and ignorance tax as you're paying not using US credit cards. So join the journey, subscribe to this channel, and let's make US credit cards accessible to all business owners around the world. See ya. Ciao.